The great master, Hazur Maharaj Baba Sawan Singh, was born on the 27th of July, 1858. Day before yesterday was his birthday. I flew into Philadelphia day before yesterday, remembering it's an important day that the great master came into the physical world on this particular day. Before I left Chicago airport, a man was sitting there looking at my cap. And he said, "This cap is from Kullu, Manali in India." And I said, "Yes." And I was still thinking that what a strange thing to meet a person who could immediately recognize me from my cap. But my surprise was when he said that he worked in the military engineering service, same service the great master worked in, was educated in the same college the great master was educated. What a coincidence that I should meet this right on my way to Philadelphia. I thought it was a great coincidence and reminded me that coincidences are a very important part of our spiritual life. We take them as just chance meetings, chance happenings, by chance opening of a book and seeing something on a certain page that relates to what we are thinking about. It is not that simple. Coincidences mean a lot more than that. Actually, the coincidence means it is a message from God. People ask me, how can we hear God? We not seen Him, we don't hear Him, we don't know where He is. But God has made arrangements that we can hear Him whenever we like. We can hear Him inside our head and we can hear Him outside through coincidence. I know that very few of us go inside. The real secret is to go inside. If we went inside, we would have direct meeting, even a merger, even an identification with the ultimate creator. But if we do not go inside, we only search for things outside. The creator has left several means to communicate with us even outside. And one of the important things is a coincidence. What is a coincidence? It is just something that happens defying the laws of probability. What is not probable happens. And we say, how did this happen now? How did this come about at this particular time? How did these two things happen at the same time? How did it happen that I was thinking of a particular friend and I should meet that friend after 20 years on the same day? How can it happen that I had a problem in my mind and I was driving my car and saw a sign on the road unrelated to my question, but part of the answer was right there? How do these things happen? How do these coincidences operate? The answer is that there is a means for communication with our total self, our creator within, and a means for communicating with our total self outside. The means for communicating inside is called intuition. Intuition, intuitive feelings, intuitive knowledge that comes to us from within without applying reason is a communication with totality. But when you reason out, that's the mind working. The mind is not the same as our own ultimate consciousness. It's an accessory to consciousness. It is added on to consciousness. Our consciousness is our reality. That we can communicate with our consciousness through intuition gives us means to communicate with totality. If you know what it means to sit in absolute silence and think of nothing but being inside yourself in silence, inside your head, in the center of your head, behind the eyes, thinking of nothing else but being there, you will see that the intuitive process brightens up and you are able to communicate with your own higher self. It's not such a difficult thing. It has become difficult because we rely constantly on the accessory to ourselves, the mind, and we do not rely on ourselves. In fact, we have departed so far away from our own identity that we've begun to feel the mind is ourself. We have begun to say, because I can think, that is me. The thinking machine is me. It's not. The thinking machine cannot function if you don't provide consciousness to it. You don't provide life to it. Life and consciousness is your real self, not the thinking machine. Intuition does not depend upon thinking at all. All thinking, whether the shortest thought or the longest thought, requires time and thinks in space. Intuition comes without time and comes spontaneously. And there is no explanation how it comes. There is no rational explanation how it comes. Very often we get a gut feeling and we don't know where it is coming from. But when we reason and we try to destroy that feeling, we miscommunicate with our own self. So the mind, instead of being a friendly accessory, a friendly machine attached to us, becomes an obstacle to our own self-realization. So that is why it's very necessary to know how to communicate with your own inner self, as well as how to find out if the inner communication is working well by outer confirmation through a process called coincidence. So coincidence is not such a simple thing. I have watched over the last several decades that people who come on the spiritual path, as they progress on the spiritual path and as they make advance and have more and more awareness of their true self, the number of outside coincidences increases. And they begin to see every day some new coincidence takes place. And they say it's miraculous how these things are happening. They're both connected. Inward progress and outward verification through these coincidences, synchronicities, these things happening by chance at the same time, they go together. And that is why it's important to keep in mind that a coincidence is not merely something happening by chance against the law of probability. It's a message.